The S in IoT stands for security, says an old joke. Welcome to a new episode in the series IoT Straight to the Point. My name is Peter, I am the IoT nerd at TELE Haase. As already mentioned in the last episode, most of the information used in IoT products is located in the internet. This is why the topic of IoT or IT security is, in my opinion, one of the most relevant ones. Even if some companies still handle the topic criminal, the risk and effect on security issues can be fatal. Not only costs, but massive image loss can be a result of weak security handling. Before we get into the topic, let's briefly review the flow of information in IoT products. With IoT products, the information is usually created based on a sensor or through a user interaction. The information is furthermore transmitted to the internet via the mobile network. The information is stored in a cloud and transferred to a smartphone app if required. The opposite direction is possible too. So what is the goal of IT or IoT security? Basically, it is about protecting the information used in the products by users or business processes. I want to jump into the 3 significant protection goals, showing you examples of how they can be protected. Let's start with the first dimensions. Confidentiality. Information must be protected from unauthorized access and must never end up in the hands of the wrong people. Typical mechanism to prevent this is the encryption of information. With IoT devices, the information is encrypted on the device so that the information can be overheard during the transmission, but the information is not understood. Decryption only takes place on the other end of the transmission chain, for example in the cloud. Only at the end of the chain is the information clearly readable. This is also referred to as end-to-end encryption or security. The second dimension is integrity. Ensuring integrity means that it must not be possible to change information. In the case of IoT products, that means from the product to the, for example, mobile app. In practice, however, it happens that the information is changed sometimes. The physical nature of radio connections of the transmission of information via cables can underlie interference from external influences, so that changes to the information can occur during transmission. A known mechanism to prevent this and to correct are, for example, checksums. Here the sum of the information is compared before it is sent and after it is received. If they are different, something has been changed. The third dimension of information security is availability. This means that the system, in our case, all components of the IoT system should be available at all times and information should be retrievable. The availability is specified as the ratio between the time in which the system was actually available and the agreed time in which the system should be available. These values are usually contractually defined as a service level agreement. 100% availability, for example, is difficult and expensive to achieve in a mobile network. It is therefore important, especially with IoT products, to consider which functions and mechanisms must still work without a mobile connection. So the final question is now, is the level or this level of protection enough? Clearly not. IT security does not only need to consider technical aspects. The greatest danger comes from people. The company cleaner who cleans the cloud computer from dust or the angry employee with access to the company's network can cause massive problems and costs. IoT and IT security is largely an organizational and process issue. Furthermore, security is not a one-off task. As reports in the news show, security gaps are constantly being discovered. Security needs to be monitored and improved on an ongoing basis. I hope you can take away the most important points about security from this episode. Security is a sensitive topic that costs a lot of money and nerves, but ignoring the topic will be even more expensive. At TELE IoT, we therefore rely on competent IoT partners offering managed security. So stay curious and see you soon.